domain. A Nemo got you blown away. Got the waifu in the kitchen, cooking with my old flame. Hotter than a pyro, dripping like it's hydro. Icier than cryo. I'm Geo when it's time to go.
Yo, what is going on, Demon Clan? It is your boy Demon King Reacts, and I'm back today with another animation reaction for all of you. Today we have Mr. Nightmare. This is horrifying trick or treat animated stories. This was animated by Llama Arts. So without further ado, let me leave a like here and let's get on with the reaction. And before we start, if you like videos like this, please consider liking and subscribing to join the Demon Clan. And then, if you like this video, leave a comment, recommend stories of who I should watch and for the spooky season. And without further ado, now let's watch the video.
It was Halloween night of 2007, freshman year in high school.
Oh,
and I was with my friends, Ivan, Ryan, and Jesse. We were all dressed as the Super Mario characters. I was Luigi since I was the second tallest. Ivan was Mario since he's short and buff. Not that Mario is buff. Jesse was Waluigi because he's freakishly tall and skinny. And Ryan was Wario because he's just really fat. So they were the perfect group costumes for us. We live in a very non-congested suburban neighborhood with a decent amount of...
Don't y'all miss these type of days where you could just... This is 2007, so this is like pre-crazy world. Fresh out the 90s, early 80s. This is just like when you could actually go out, when kids could just go out and just be kids. So man, these were such good times. And I bet the air was cold, crisp. Oh man, that's so good.
Of space in between houses. On Halloween, that's the worst thing ever. Less bang for your buck. We were trick-or-treating for hours, way past dark, and eventually came the time when most trick-or-treaters were heading home. My feet started to hurt, and I had to constantly switch arms for holding the now 10-pound pillow sack of candy, but we planned on going until our bags were completely full. A lot of the house...
And the thing is, back then you could actually do that. You could just... You could hit blocks once or twice, maybe even 3 times if you're lucky, and not even, like I say, this is like the only night, I don't know, depending on where you stayed or who your parents were, but this is like the only night where you didn't have to be inside before the lights came on.
Houses by now weren't answering anymore. It was probably past their cutoff time for giving candy to trick-or-treaters. Approaching our next house, we saw a purple bucket on the stoop, which was the best feeling ever. I was the one to get close enough to realize it was empty, which was the worst feeling ever. I turned around when I heard a knock at the window of the house. We all looked at the window. Couldn't see anyone, but heard someone call out.
Yeah, this is what you never do. I don't care, like, if you're there, if the person's not outside and they're not offering you anything, with no parental supervision, this is what you have to be worried as a kid. This is where you kind of have to be worried. You have to be worried about this stuff now, but back then it's just like we didn't have to worry about being with our parents. We could take care of ourselves. But this is what you have to look out for: the creepy vibes, houses that just radiate weird energy like this. Empty bucket, but the lights are on. Now you're beckoning me and the homie to come to you. No, you come outside, or we're not gonna trick or treat at your house. Simple.
Loud, wait. The door opened and an older man, late 40s, already balding, stepped outside. He told us to come inside so he can get us some more candy. I said we could just wait out here.
Based. And that's what you should do.
He responded saying something along the lines of, "Nonsense, come on in, we'll get you your candy." Ivan stepped in and said, "It's alright. Come on, Dan, let's go." I told the guy to take care and apologized. He just stood there watching as we walked off, not saying anything. I felt bad, but at the same time, that guy seemed like a creeper, and I figured I just dodged a bullet not going in there. If the story ended there, it wouldn't be...
And it's even crazier because when you're a kid, your senses like that, like when you can just feel that something, not even a gut feeling. It's like your, I could say spiritual, like your spiritual energy is just off. I'm not into the occult or anything. I'm just saying you can feel those vibes. You can just feel the air change when somebody says something like that, especially like when you know it's not what you're really or what you've been around. So I'm glad that Ivan stepped in and stopped Dan. I mean, Dan got some common sense too, but Ivan had to actually step in and say, "Okay, look, let's bounce."
Be scary. So of course, it didn't end there. We skipped a few of the guys' neighboring houses just to get further away and continued on with our business. We were walking down close to the nature preserve now.
Who was that, Mothman? Is that supposed to be a Mothman Easter egg? And hey, if you got leaves changing where you are, or if you got cold weather, type in the comments.
So there weren't many houses around us. At this point, we were now walking back closer to Jesse's house. I noticed Ryan had stopped walking, and I turned around to see what's up. He said he heard someone moving from behind the trees in the preserve. Now this was before everyone's phones had flashlights, so we couldn't just go searching in the woods for someone.
Peak times, bro. I mean, but this is like, nobody was on their phones like that. This is what I'm saying. Like, these were such a better days, and these are the days I wish that we could go back to. Like, before social media, before the internet was the main thing. I just go back to the times where people actually went out and were able to have fun and enjoy themselves, regardless of beliefs. Like, everybody, we all just got along. You know, there was that sense of, like, even though we all hold different beliefs and all that, but we were all still like, we're all American and we're all human, and we could all get together and have a good time. And now these days, those days are like long gone, but I still have hope that they will come back.
Besides, we were just telling Ryan that it must have been a raccoon or something. You may think this is a bit of a cliche, but when things like this happen in real life, you always assume the more logical possibility. It's just natural. What?
And that's true, because when you look at people, like, whenever people experience like paranormal things or something irrational, people will jump, like what he just said, they'll go to the most logical thing. Like, let's say if something falls over unexpectedly, you're gonna be like, maybe it was just too close to the edge, or maybe maybe the vent air could blow something. Like, your brain just does that just to keep yourself from from freaking out until you see it with your own eyes, and it's a different story. But it's easy to brush things off. But I like the spooky stuff, and I like all the horror stuff, all the like creepypasta. I love all this type of stuff. It's just, I feel like without stuff like this in the world, I think the world would be pretty boring. I'm not even gonna lie. So if we could, like, if there was like a way, like, without all the negative stuff, if I could take the negative stuff, like kidnapping or the predators, for the child predators, you take all that stuff away and you just make it like the creepy stuff, kind of like The Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween Town, to which is like, make it to where it's like the good aspects of that stuff. That'd be pretty cool.
Why would we assume we were being followed? I had to put my arm around Ryan's shoulder and nudge him forward. A little ways down the street, me and Ivan picked up on the sound as well. When we all stopped, the sounds of the footsteps from beyond the trees stopped as well. Ivan yelled at the obvious stalker to go away, or we would beat the shit out of them.
Yo, Ivan, bro, he's standing on business. And that's what he should do. You know, you gotta do something. And in case of, you feel like you're in danger, and there's strength in numbers, so I'm glad he's standing on business. Somebody got to.
I knew he was just bluffing, though. I could hear the nervousness in his voice. The snap of a twig from beyond the trees triggered a fight-or-flight response in all of us. Me, Jesse, and Ryan all ran for it. Ivan was at first charging to attack.
What? Y'all ran? What are we doing?
But he quickly followed after realizing we had all taken off. We ran down the dark street, and we all noticed the sounds of at least 2 or 3 pairs of footsteps crushing the twigs and leaves in the woods. We banked it hard right down Jesse Street when it finally came up, and ran straight for his backyard, entering his house through the back door. The first
technically he doesn't have a backyard. There's no fence here, so this is just really just open land. But I do like the animation. Like Lamar's has really good perspective and a good idea on perspective. But that's about it. I mean, it's really good. This is where I'm hoping I can get this year, but especially this winter with my drawing. I can start doing like backgrounds and stuff like that. But enough out of that.
First thing we did was peek out through his living room window. We couldn't see anyone. We all had to gather our thoughts and discuss what the hell just went down in his living room, when all of a sudden we heard Jesse's backyard gate slam shut. Jesse dove to turn off the lights. There was a click and a bang from down in the den. It was more than likely Jesse's back door. We all agreed to go down armed with knives and face them. Jesse turned on his back door light, but there was nobody out there. Just then the front door opened, and we all screamed like animals. Jesse's mom and sisters came rushing downstairs. They had just gotten home from their friend's little house party. We all rested assured knowing it was just them.
Wait, so who's coming into the back door? If this is the front door, well, are we supposed to ignore that?
Jesse explained what happened, but made it seem a lot less dramatic. Me and Ivan went home after that and called it a night. At 12:30 a.m., I got a disturbing text message. It was from Jesse. It said, "It wasn't my mom." I texted back saying, "What?" He responded back quickly.
Flip phone texting, you guys don't understand, so maybe you gens don't understand, but when we got phones like these, you have to press the button 2 to 3 times to get to the correct letter, and then you have to use this to scroll or to like correct things. So it's just like, let's say if I wanted to send like let's say if I messed up some here, I would have to take this, move the cursor between the letters, like so I would have to keep typing individually. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Until I got to where I wanted, and then hit the backspace, which was typically one of these arrows, and then correct what I wanted to do. But at the same time, hitting the button 2 to 3 times, and then move the cursor back over here, and then you would probably send, I think it's either this button right here to send the message. So man, this is a Motorola, bro. It's so accurate.
Saying, "It wasn't my mom in the backyard." My fingers slammed the buttons on my phone, responding back, "What do you mean?" There was a long pause before he finally told me that his mom...
And it's like when you first start out, you're really slow, but when you got the hang of it, and you learn you can just the two thumb strap. Oh yeah, you're cooking.
and sisters said they never went in the backyard. I told him to immediately check the backyard from his upper deck. He had already done just that. He also told his mom everything, and she had already called the police. They didn't find anyone back there, but Jesse did mention the guy who invited us in while trick-or-treating. Nothing ever became of that, and nothing ever happened at Jesse's house again after that one Halloween night.
Okay, so we got, I guess, Nightmare Link. I don't know this. I don't know what this is. What is this? A rake? Jeff the Killer, and Slenderman. I think Slenderman was just kind of taken off around this time. I could be wrong, but I think that was the animation story. So if you guys like this video, please consider liking, subscribing to join the Demon Clan. We're pushing to 900 subs, so I would like to get there, and I'll be back tomorrow with another animation. You guys take care, and let's enjoy the spooky season all together.